everyone. Welcome to the Pre-Market Show. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're in the world, welcome to this episode of the Pre-Market Show. Remember that nothing that is said during this show should be construed as investment advice. You're responsible for your own investment decisions. Please consult a financial advisor before making any decisions based on topics mentioned in this show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Happy Friday. Happy end of the month.
How are we doing? How's things?
Everything is good. Life is good. Made it to the end of another month. And it's been overall, it's been a positive month, I think, if we look at it from that perspective. How you been? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Just working out the P&L for the month on one of the prop firms now. Yes, we've had a good month. In fairness, had a really good week. So, yeah, I'd like to close today out in the green if I could. But end of the month sometimes can be a little bit tricky, and we do have the news from Michigan today. So we know, we definitely know that plays up the SPX or the ES on futures. So yeah, a little bit cautious of that, and I think we got that in about 45 minutes. But I'm good. It's Friday, and looking forward to the show. We do need to discuss the tariffs. So I don't know if we're going to make a start with that.
Yeah, we can start with that now. Just saying hello to everybody in the live chat. So hello to Asha, just before we get started with the tariff talk. So welcome to the live chat, each one of you. I'm going to try and see if I can put a poll in there a little bit later on in the show. Okay, so tariff news. I think the latest and greatest from the tariff front has been, the latest news that I was listening to today is that Trump is not happy with the way China has, according to Trump, China has gone back on their promises. So we could see maybe some pushback from the U.S. He's basically saying that China's not doing what they said that they were going to do in terms of tariffs. So that's a big one.
I think we've seen around 8 a.m. this morning, right? We've seen a break of the structure on the ES, so we're consolidating pretty nicely, to be honest. And then around 8 o'clock, we got out the news from Trump, and it pushed the market down. Seems to be recovering at the moment, and we seem to be going back into some consolidations. We're just moving sideways at the moment. So it'd be quite interesting around 9:30. So just to get this right, so Trump introduced the tariffs, the court overruled his tariffs, and now another court has overruled the overrule. That's also happening this week, right?
That's exactly what's happening this week as well. So that was yesterday's news, Andrew. This stuff is changing by the second. But yes, yesterday, yesterday that was spot on what happened yesterday in terms of the news. I've used this tool here out of X to try and keep me updated on what's going on. There has been some fast-moving headlines, like you said, on the block to the tariffs. So there was some talk that the tariffs were illegal or Trump didn't have authority. And now he's basically been given the okay to continue with the tariffs as of right now. So it's very fast moving. We got to keep up with this stuff, Andrew. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, sorry, chat. Yeah, I need to. But I must do better, right? But we'll see what happens today. But I'm just mindful we do have news from Michigan as well in 40 minutes. And we know, I did mention it earlier, we know that moves the price, especially on the ES, on the futures. So just mindful of that. So I probably won't be taking a trade on the show, to be honest, and be a little bit cautious. I've had a great month across multiple prop firms. I'm pretty close to my next payout with them all. So just gonna try and play it clever today if I can, and if I have to sit it out, so be it. But we'll never say never, right? We'll see what happens when that bell rings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good approach in terms of not wanting to just trade for the sake of it, knowing you had a solid month. And then the Michigan consumer sentiment, I think it is, has a tendency to shake things up at the top of the hour.
Yeah, it definitely moves the price, right? And then normally it's like business as usual, right? But normally, that move from the Michigan, it can normally trigger a stop as well. So I'd rather be sitting on my hands during that time.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. So what else is happening in the news today?
Let's
so
see. It's a couple things, couple headlines.
Trump
just he posted something this morning. This was the this was the one we just covered actually.
Yeah, so I read the news yesterday about him being called a taco.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, so taco Trump. I quite like that, but I'm sure
Trump
he's going to
always chickens out.
That's right, yeah. So he's going to respond in kind to that, right?
He has to. I think he's still formulating his response to that.
So just looking at my FX book, so the only high impact news is from Michigan consumer sentiment. That's at 3:00. And then we've got some more news from Michigan. So we've got the current conditions, inflation expectations, consumer expectations, and 5-year inflation expectations. But that's all showing as low impact news. And then later on this afternoon, we have the Fed Bostic speech. That's at 5:20. That's showing as medium impact on the news. So just some things to mark on your charts. Just be mindful of that if you're trading today.
Yeah, it's very good to point those things out because they could basically change whatever positions you're in this matter of a second, and we like to try and look at that as much as possible going into the day, so you know what's coming.
So what have we been up to this week? How's your week been?
Yeah, this week schools are out, so I had my little one home for most of it, and it's been fun. It's been a good week. School's back next week, thankfully, so looking forward to school going back. But we did quite a few little adventures here and there, and today we're going to do a pizza movie night after this afternoon. So I'm gonna actually keep an eye out on so there was a message from Trump that he's going to be doing a press conference in the Oval Office later on today, so I'm gonna try and keep an eye out for that. That's gonna be evening time for us. That was this one here, having a press conference today at 6:30.
Yeah,
so look out for that later.
He's going to give Musk his flowers, right?
Yeah, I think so. He wants to do a formal sort of thank you, goodbye sort of thing. So that should be interesting. But I'm sure he's going to say some other things in there, maybe even address the taco comments, possibly.
I think so.
Yeah. I think he probably has a few things that he wants to prepare to say. So expect some volatility going into the afternoon and into the end of month.
What do you think of Musk leaving the DOGE department?
I don't know. I knew it was coming eventually. It seems like Trump's posts kind of alluded to the fact that Elon Musk is still going to be somewhat involved, or basically have an open door if he wants to come back or review stuff. I feel like Elon Musk is going to be focusing on all his other projects, and at least that's the perception.
Yeah, he's taking the easy option of sending people to Mars, right? Rather than sort of government finance out. So
that says a lot. That tells you something about government. Any government, really. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how if the price of Tesla kind of reacts. I know SpaceX and his other projects have kind of been taking the back seat over the last few months.
Yeah, and I think he's going to certainly start looking at pushing Tesla again, right? You know, we had those unsavory people, trying to drive that stock down and keying cars and setting fire to service stations, which has no impact on Musk at all, right? It's just the poor consumer that's bought the car, or people working in those showrooms.
Yeah,
it has absolutely no impact to his day to day. So it's a little bit disappointing, but I can see him just trying to push Tesla now. Maybe some incentives from Tesla coming out as well, just to try and get that consumer confidence back up and get that stock price back to where it was. Should we have a look at Tesla? Because
Definitely,
me
yeah,
being
okay.
old news or fake news, I'm probably behind on Tesla as well.
Let's have a look here. So Tesla, it has been doing well since April. Let's pull it up here and see how it's moved. I got, let's do a line chart first, and then I'll do a bar chart second. There's a lot of people who love Tesla and a lot of people that hate Tesla. Let's pull that up here. There we go. So just having a quick look at Tesla over the last day. It's kind of moved down, but let's zoom out. Let's give it a year-to-date look.
Yeah, so he's gonna.
So it's kind of done like a little valley. We have the valleys, the Welsh valleys.
Here we are. Yeah, he's gonna be working on that. But
yeah,
just most of the people that hate Teslas because they've never owned a Tesla, right? So that's we seem to find, or people who haven't had an EV. And I think once you've had an EV, and you maybe see the benefits compared to like gasoline and diesel. It swings around about, right? I'm sure let EVs over petrol cars have their value and vice versa, right? So, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to the release of those Optimus robots. So
I see those are coming down the pipeline, fast and furious, and I think that's going to really change the game.
Yeah.
So this is Tesla sort of over the pretty much since earnings, announced earnings on Tuesday, 22nd of April. After the close, earnings were actually slightly worse than expected, but that's kind of been the low back in April. It's moved up since then. Yeah. So a lot of interest there for Tesla. So we can keep an eye out on it for today and see how it closes today. If we just look at the last few sessions, so for the week it's up 7%, almost 8%. And then for the month of May, it's up more than 25%, which is no small feat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, interesting to see. We can keep an eye on it. We got 2 minutes left until the open. I did quickly want to just show end of month, what end of month looks like. So this was the end of month for January, and these are going to be all on the S&P. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not basically saying this is going to repeat, but you see, we came up sort of in the early session and sold off into the close on the January end of month. Let's look at February end of month, finished very strongly into the close and tend to get quite a lot of funds flowing into the indexes, whether it's on the long side or the short side. But pretty much, you can see pretty much kind of around midday, that's when things started to perk up, and very, very strong close on the end of month in February. Last one here was end of March. March was fairly strong most of the day, so people wanting to get long S&P, and up obviously last one was April. So April started off with a little dip, little fake out, and then last day of April finished quite strong into the close. So I look at this as people really wanting to get exposure to the S&P before month end, and today is month end. So interesting to see how things work out today.
Yeah, no, I'll be keeping an eye on that. So yeah, we just 30 seconds until it opens, and at the moment on the 5 minutes for ES, we just going sideways, just ranging at the moment. Overall, the chart is showing bullish momentum, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking for a good trade today if I can get that. But I think I'm going to sit out until we get the news from Michigan. Let's go.
I think that's good, Andrew. I think that's good. That's a good way to look at it. We'll see. We'll see how we open here. All right. So we should see any minute. We should see that first candle printing for the S&P 500. Do we see it?
Yep. All right.
All right. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Just little markup now over here. Let's make a start.
All right. This is when the fun happens.
This is when the fun begins.
Yeah.
Okay. You looking to trade before the Michigan, or are you gonna wait?
Not before Michigan. I mean, unless there's something blatantly obvious, I'm looking to hold off because the last few times Michigan has caught me off guard. And having said that, watch it be different today. But I feel like I've learned my lessons. It's like the jinx that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's caught me out a couple of times. I think, I mentioned it before. I think we were lucky. I was lucky in Madrid that time. We went, we went the right way, right? Just went straight into a take profit. But yeah, I'd rather not take that risk. So just quickly for those who follow the show. So I trade with TradeFi and Apex. So I've got multiple prop firm accounts, and been working with TradeFi since January. We're about one trade away from actually completing the challenge and getting a nice payout from them actually. So yeah, we're looking at a nice amount. So I want to sit my hands. Want to be quite savvy about it's the word, right? I just want to be quite careful and just make sure I take the right trade. So yeah, hopefully we should be seeing that next week, and it's the same with Apex as well. So I don't mind sharing the Apex screen actually.
Yeah, go for it, please go for it.
Just quickly run through that. So
yeah,
okay, so with Apex we can see here, so the PA Apex, that's actually 2 funded accounts, so you can see where we sit in the P&L here. So what's that, just over 3k. We can see we got some challenges here. So we are 600 away here from another live account, and about $1,000 away here. So we're probably going to get them passed next week. So we stand to stack up the funded accounts with Apex, and it's the same with TradeFi as well. So yeah, just want to be a little bit careful and just get these passed. I suppose the personal challenge is to get up to about 10 live funded accounts by the end of the year, and then things will be getting serious then, potentially end of the year. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Would you be able to just give a quick would you be able to just share a little summary for anybody who is new to prop firm world, like a 1 minute crash course on what is a prop firm?
Yeah, so with a prop firm, you can trade that company's capital. They're not just going to blindly give you capital, so you have to jump through a couple of hoops. You have to go through an evaluation first. Pass the evaluation, they can then move you to a funded account. Get yourself to a funded account, and you get to a certain dollar range, and then you start taking payouts. So normally you take 90% of the payout, 10% goes to the prop firm. And it's a good way to build capital, right? So with TradeFi, you can get up to about, if you're pretty good, right, you probably get up to about $500,000 trade-in, $500,000, and just work out what your percentage is a month, what you're looking to take, right? And Apex, then you can get up to 20 funded accounts of about 50 to 100k each. So there's some really good opportunities. And I also trade with Top Step. So I like to trade multiple prop firms, and the reason being, if one of them did disappear, you've always got a backup, right? So don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I like to trade across multiple prop firms. So at the moment, it's Apex, TradeFi, and Top Step are the companies I like to use. Yeah. But once I'm fully funded with these 3 companies, I'll be looking at some other companies, some more reputable prop firms as well. And yeah, let's just keep stacking these accounts, right? And it's a good way then to take yourself, to trade your own live funds. But prop firms are great, right? Rather than you dumping in 10, 20k of your own money, it's a couple of $100. And if you are if you are a reliable trader, right?
Consistent.
If you are consistent, you can get yourself payouts. I've taken 2 payouts from Apex already, and I'm looking at taking payout 3 and 4 next week.
Yeah, I think it's great if you are looking for some capital. It changes the game because you're able to trade 1% of a large number, or 2%, and that percentage changes. It also, I think it helps in terms of confidence and being able to basically take a smaller risk because your capital size is larger. But I do agree with you, Andrew. If you are already consistently profitable, or so different levels of traders, break-even trader, consistently profitable, and extremely consistently profitable, I guess, would benefit a lot from a prop firm backing.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's a great way to start. And like I say, rather than dumping, all your savings or your wages, into an account, get on a prop firm, get consistent, and a prop firm makes you a better trader because the rules are quite strict. And you just take that, those methods and over to your own live account when you're ready.
Yeah. Absolutely. We will touch base with the live chat in a second. So anybody in the live chat, feel free to post, comment, send us what you're looking at today. We are looking at the S&P moving slightly lower out of the open. So I know it's a little early. We said that we were going to wait for that data that's hitting the wires in about 25 minutes. But the initial move looks like it's a little bit drippy. So my little one says he likes his cheese drippy. S&P is looking a little drippy right now. More drippy than uppy, I would,
okay.
I would say.
That's a new technical term for our trading Bible. So yeah, I'm just on that. Then I get over to the chat. So we got E Smith. So I think E Smith's laughing at me being yesterday's news. So thank you for that. We have the Italian keto guy. Hi all. Yeah, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
We got question everything. Hi, question everything. What's up? Quick question.
What's
Do we need to pay monthly for each funded account? So with Top Step and Apex, you do, but it's not a lot really. I think with Top Step for a 50K account, you're paying $50 a month. Yeah, so it's potentially it's a lot of capital, and if it took you 6 months, right? What's that going to be? Like what, $300? You could potentially be trading 50K with Top Step. And with Apex, they're a little bit cheaper. They have like special offers on all the time. Just keep an eye on people on Twitter, and they have lots of discounts, 80%, 90% discounts probably every other month. And what's up? Hi team. So yeah, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you very much.
So it's gone from drippy to uppy, right? We're back in the opening range.
Technical, very technical terms here. We need to do a book. I think a book would be nice. Get a book going on. Okay, I wanted to show just a quick zoom out of the S&P 500 because I feel like I spend a lot of time super duper zoomed in to what's been happening. And so this shows the all-time high way back on Wednesday, the 19th of February, 2025. We hit that all-time high, and it's come down. There's a lot that's happened, as you know. We hit that low down here in April, which was technically that was bear market territory for what would have been a day. And then we got Trump's 90-day pause, which pretty much, I would say that's uppy, Andrew, in terms of the technical terms. That was a massive up day when Trump finally decided to say uncle. Arguably the first taco move. First taco move. And then went down a bit. And then this is basically what's happened since I think this was the China pause. So we got a big gap there. So this is where we are today. And to finish the month in the green, all we have to do is stay above here, which I think is basically a question of how high or how big is May going to be? And I put in this red line, which I'm calling potential resistance. We've only hit it once, really. So this is kind of where we stand. This is a daily candle. Each one of these is daily. And then this line, the green bad boy, is the 200-day moving average. So broke it there, resistance there. So support became resistance. broke it with the China pause. We touched it again, and now we're kind of in between the 200-day moving average and that resistance line. So I find zooming out sometimes helps with the thinking process and the analysis. But also remembering end of month, we could see a nice push through. This is the all-time high. Maybe we make a little attempt here today, or maybe we give back some of those April from April close. So some of these May profits, maybe people want to cash in a little bit. So we'll see. Could be an interesting day, Andrew. All right. I think you may be on mute, but I'm not sure. Last time
I was on mute. just testing you. You passed again.
I'm awake.
Okay, that 200 moving average is going to be a pretty strong support level, right? It's going to
yes, absolutely.
It's going to take something to push it through there. We can see we tested it once. So yeah.
That was last Friday actually. So a week today.
So we
touched it.
We have a pinch point, right, between your red.
Yeah,
red resistance and that moving average support. So it's going to be quite an interesting end of month. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
So
slowly, it looks like everybody's waiting for the Michigan consumer sentiment. Looks like a lot of people are waiting.
We're not the only ones who got caught out, right? So,
yeah. I think most people know about news and data that comes out, but I guess I can pull it up here. Which one do you use? TradingView?
No, I'm using my FX book. I dropped a link in the chat for everyone so they can have a look.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, nice. They can bookmark that if they like.
This is it here. So it comes up as an orange house, which usually means medium impact. I don't know if they should update that to something
it's showing red
orangey.
Showing red on my FX book. So yeah.
So that's the one we're looking for. The forecast is for 51.1. So we'll hold off and wait for that to develop. Also, I know a lot of people like individual names, so we'll quickly just have a quick peek at what's moving up and down. So Costco is leading the leaders. It's up 2.8% going into the first 15 minutes of Friday. Palantir, we've talked about that one quite a bit. That's up 1.87%. We've talked about that in previous shows. And I remember quite a few people in our community have been looking at Palantir. So outperforming today. And then Altria Group is the third best performer. On the downside, AMD is lagging. Looks like it's down 2.3%. Intel as well, and followed by Qualcomm on the red side.
Interesting. So, I love Costco's. What a great shop.
Yeah, it's nice. They have really good food in there too. They just want to keep you there all day.
Yeah, I like buying the really big cakes. It's fantastic. But so I'm so happy it's doing well. Propping up the S&P. So well done, Costco.
Yeah.
So, okay. Right. So where are we at on this trade? Let's have a look what we're looking at. We just moving between the opening range at the moment. So just under what we got. Just under a minute to go before I sort of become active. So I've marked the chart up. So as always, break the opening range, looking to buy. Below opening range low, looking to sell. So I let the price come to me. I don't try and second guess the price. So trade in 1-to-1, and I'm looking at trade of about 100 ticks or 100 pips, whatever you guys call it, right? So I've marked the chart up, got the alerts on the chart ready, and let's see what happens. But I think I'd probably like to wait until that news comes out from the Michigan consumer. So in the chat, if there's anything you'd like us to look at, or if there's anything you'd like to discuss, talk about, because we have about 15 minutes to fill here. So if anyone knows any good knock jokes, drop them in the chat and we'll go through them.
This is the Jason Shapiro tool. I know we got asked about that, I think 2 shows ago. It looks at the red, which is what we want to call smart money, It's the commercials are red, and when it's above this zero line, that means the commercials are long. The blue is the large speculators, and the farther they are away from the middle line, this white line, the more short they are. So going back to September, the large speculators who we want to fade, we want to be the other side of them, they started to get really short Bitcoin, and you see what happened with the price. And the red was long, and that's who we want to follow. Then they switched. So the large speculators thought they would be clever and switched to the long side, and Bitcoin kind of just sat there and eventually went down. They got long again. The speculators got long again, and Bitcoin kind of got a little drippy, maybe just one drippy, not drippy, slightly choppy. And then recently, as of April, we've seen the commercials get long, and obviously the large speculators are starting to crowd on the short side. So you mentioned this last week, Andrew. This is a bit of a lagging indicator that comes out at the end of the week. So we will get an updated commitment of traders report today, this afternoon, in a few hours. And we want to try and continue to share this information each show if we can.
Yeah,
yeah.
That'll be great, and yeah, we can use Bitcoin. That'll be great just to monitor that. So I'm just finishing off the setup at the moment. So
Yep, go for it.
Okay, right, we're going in with two contracts. What we looking to return?
Are we moving? Are we out? Are we out of the?
No, not yet. I'm just set up 2 contracts.
Okay,
Take profit, stop loss of 100 ticks each, and looking to risk only 250. So
Okay.
but like I say, I'm so close to the next payout with TradeZella and Apex. Yeah, I don't want to take two steps forward and 3 steps back, right? So I just rather just like literally limp these 2 accounts over the line and just get that done within the next week.
Yeah, I find with the prop firms, especially, like if you're in the green, you don't want to overtrade. You definitely don't want to wipe out that hard-earned profit. Sometimes it's better to just take a small, humble profit, and then wait until the next month to try and hit them again.
I think it was you who said it to me many years ago. You know, every dollar is a dollar closer to your profit level, right? So you know, even if it's $1 today, $1 tomorrow, you know, it's at least you're moving in the right direction. So yeah, much prefer that. So we got retest Jerry in the chat. Morning,
Hey, Jerry. How's it going, brother? I try to get Jerry to come on today. It was a little bit last minute, and so we'll work it out. He's traveling next week, but we'll get Jerry on. Give us his Jerry specials list, and there are quite a few.
So okay, so what are you? Not that we speculate, right? You know, obviously we wait for the price to come to us. We follow our rules.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. But looking at this chart, what are you thinking?
All right. So for right now, everybody wants to know what are we doing, and let's see. So we're getting a breakout here. Not sure if there was a tweet or a post or something, but basically what we're looking for is we'd like for the price to close below what would have been the 5-minute low. Jerry knows the opening range breakout, but that's basically what we're trying to do. We're looking at the opening range high, opening range low on a 5-minute basis, and then we want to see a nice clean breakout out of that opening range, and then hopefully we get a retest. So we have what we call the Jerry retest, which has been copywritten. So this is the Jerry retest of the opening range. Sometimes it goes in a little bit further, but ideal Jerry retest would do this and then follow through nicely. And we're just following the price. We're not predicting what's going to happen. The rule is if we're below this opening range area, which happens to be, I guess you can draw this box, then we want to get short. We want to try and have a position that will increase as the price trends lower. It's a very basic trend following method.
Yeah,
And the same is on the top side. If we do surprise to the upside and break above the upside, just think about this inverted.
Yes, what I'm going to do today is, so first of all, very close to my entry price to go short. So on any other given day, I probably would take this trade, but because of that news from Michigan, I'm not going to take the trade. So what I'm going to do is wait for the Jerry retest special. So yeah, we might hit my alert to take a short position, but I'll actually sit it out and hopefully we get that retest.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I do want to just show one time. So I don't want to look away, but on I think it was Tuesday. So the holiday was Monday. On Tuesday, we got a nice clean breakout of the opening range. There was no retest. This was basically rocket ship cleared for takeoff. So sometimes you get the retest, sometimes you don't. And it's just a matter of kind of being prepared for either or. But yeah, most times, I think more times than not, you will see some sort of retest back into or towards the opening range high. Tuesday was a bit of an exception where we got that nice move higher.
We're seeing that now. So we got a nice break, push through my alert. And the price is pushing down quite nicely. But yeah, I'm expecting that Michigan news to take that price back to the entry level.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty strong. That's a pretty strong candle there. I think people are getting short maybe in advance of that Michigan news in 8 minutes. Looks like people are starting to front run it a bit.
Yeah, so potentially. Yeah, might have missed the trade. So just gonna quickly show you what I'm looking at.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah, so here's myself. So yeah, we can see I got my opening range high, opening range low. Both marked in. So here's my trade for the long position and my trade for the short. Got my alerts marked in when I'm looking to enter the trade. We can see now, the price has broken through that alert, and we would be slightly in profit. But what I'm hoping to do is, we get the Jerry retest and I can get my entry back around here. So I'm going to wait until, I'm going to say, obviously in the UK it's 3 o'clock, but I'm going to wait until 10 a.m. and then look to be potentially taking this short position.
Yeah, it's a bit of a patience game here. You do risk the chance that you miss the bus or you miss the plane, or in this case, I guess you miss the submarine going lower. But sometimes it's worth taking that risk. Just because you don't want to. Oh, what was that?
That's my alert.
Okay, just checking.
Just melted through the alert again. But no, you're right enough, and it's like buses, right? So if I miss this bus, another bus is going to come along. So it might just mean I have to wait until Monday. We'll wait. Okay, I'll try and silence this alert.
I don't mind it. I don't mind a little sound effect going on in the background. Nothing wrong with that.
So
let's see where we at.
So just make it a bit bigger. Okay. So 6 minutes. The suspense is killing me. So come on, hurry up, news. Let's see what we get.
Looks like it's pulling back quite strongly there. So anybody that was short, looking like either they're taking profits or they're getting out of their shorts before top of the hour. Interesting. You see that pullback on yours as well?
Yeah, I got the same.
Yeah. So maybe like a bit of a trap on the short side. You have to be kind of aware of that. I used to have a rule not to trade before top of the hour. So no trading before within the first 30 minutes.
All right, that's a good rule. Yeah, it makes sense. Clears most of the news. And you just get rid of any noise, right? Any hang up from the news, should have cleared. Just filters out the news.
Exactly.
And
that's exactly right.
Yeah, okay, we've got 5 minutes to go. We're hanging around that opening range low, but for myself, not really interested in this trade at the moment. I want that news out of the way. As Jerry says, the buyers are showing up, so yeah, we could. Let's see what happens, right? But yeah, we could see the price going up. So for myself, that previous candle probably looked pretty. I was about to say bullish, and the price starts pushing down.
It knows what you're gonna say before you say it. So
the commentator's curse, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that price push up a little bit.
Yeah. I wanted to show a quick stat since we have a minute or two. Just showing how May has usually performed. So this month of May, we're up just over 7% based on where we are now. And if we kind of stay here for the day and don't move, it will be one of the best May performances since 1990. So month end, I think, does play a part, especially in traders who are assessed on a monthly basis. So wanting to try and if they've had a tough month or a negative month, wanting to try and make up for that on the last trading day of the month. And just looking at the percentages, this May anyway, has done quite well. So we could extend that after the top of the hour and move into maybe even more than a 7% profit for the month of May. We'll have to see. All right. Okay. So let's do. How much time's left on it? 3 minutes?
Yeah, got 3 minutes to go yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of waiting and seeing here. Not a whole lot. Looks like other people are waiting and seeing as well. So what we're waiting for is the consumer sentiment out of Michigan in about
can always put a stop order or limit order in ready, or just actually wait for the move myself and take the trade manual. Yeah, we'll see what we got. So just over 2 minutes. Yeah, and yeah, you sharing your chart. It'll be good to watch the price move. Yes, you are. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna just say this: the last 3 times we've seen a little gap at the top of the hour. So let's see what happens this time. And what I'll do just to help us to track it, I'll pop on a little timer up the top just to keep us on track. So shout outs to everybody in the live chat. We got Question Everything. Asha's in there. E. Smith also in there. Thank you very much. Mr. Italian Keto Guy. Question Everything. And Jerry Soltis, the one and only, hitting us up today for last trading day of May. As we get closer and closer to that opening range low, I popped in there the 15-minute opening range low, which would have been hit here, and we're pretty much sitting at between the 15-minute and 5-minute opening range low. And that you brought up a good point earlier, Andrew, which is we don't predict, we react.
Yeah,
I think you get impacted negatively if you predict and you're wrong. It can affect your mental strength.
Yeah, I think when you predict what happens, the market goes against you, you try and counteract that, you end up firefighting, and before you know it, your account's gone, right? You're just in all sorts of drawdown. So yeah, for myself, just let the price come to me. Well, we've been using this strategy now for quite a while, and it's profitable, right? We can see that in the prop firms and the payouts that we get in. So yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So
yeah, absolutely. We have 10 seconds left. So we'll address your question, Asha. Is anyone going to play NVIDIA today? So we'll have a look at that right after the consumer sentiment. But feel free to chat about that in the live chat. Should happen any moment now.
Here we go.
Little reaction. Nothing major quite yet. Let's have a look and see what the data was. Do you have the numbers in front of you? I can pull it up on another screen, but it means I'm going to leave this one alone.
So the consensus was 4.6, and the actual was 4.2.
Okay, nice.
And okay, so we're back in towards the opening range. So okay, there's not a lot we can do yet. It's just playing around. Price just playing around with us at the moment. So it's not in my zone to take the trade.
Yeah, we can have a look at that later. Yeah, let's see where we at. So still sitting there. Yeah, a bit of a reversal back into the opening range. So I'm looking at the 5-minute opening range, and we're basically back inside. So what could have been seen as some weakness, looks like the drippy is leaving us. At least less drippy.
It's so exciting, right?
It's like watching molasses roll uphill.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can definitely see a little change in tone, change in sentiment. We're seeing more green now than we were before. Let's look at a 5-minute chart. Yeah, that's a nice 5-minute chart since that news hit. A lot of shorts getting caught off guard. Maybe people weren't aware of that consumer sentiment that was going to hit the wires at the top of the hour. But definitely one of the bigger candles of today so far on a 5-minute chart.
Yeah, so...
yeah, I think, okay, looking at targets. So that's one thing I like to kind of focus on, because we don't know which direction, but we do know what the key levels have been. I'm going to quickly point out the first target on the upside. So if we do break above the opening range, this would be the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute opening range. That would be, I guess, the first stop. Next one would be to close the gap from overnight, which happens to also be the pre-market high. And then the low that we hit for DeepSeek was on Monday, 3rd of February. That would be the next stop. And then yesterday's high, February's close is up here at 59.54. And then the highest point that we've hit last week, the high of what would be the second quarter, just above 59.68. So that's what we're looking up for the upside. And then on the downside, this one's key for me. Pre-market low at 58.68. That will be a target on the downside, followed by the China 90-day pause. What would have been the gap high after Trump announced the China 90-day pause at 58.28. But right now, it's just sitting there, just having a little pause. Maybe just thinking about what to do next.
Yeah, so I'll throw my hat in the ring and say potentially bullish again next candle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I think that's a human nature to kind of have an instinct, have a feeling. I will go the opposite way, just because it makes it a better show. Just if you would have said down, I would have said up. So let's say down.
Chat can go sideways. So there we have it. All angles covered. Yeah, so I'd say potentially we could be bullish on the next candle as well. But like I say, the price is coming to me, so I'm just not interested in taking a trade until it hits one of those alerts.
Yeah, exactly. We want to kind of wait for either this to happen, and if we're inside here, we like to wait. This is where I think trouble happens if you're trying to fight inside of here. A lot of times you just end up taking slams. So let's see. That's where we go. I'm going to try and post in the chat. This is my first time trying this. Andrew, I'm going to put in the chat a poll. What should we ask our lively chat?
Next.
Higher or lower?
Yeah, higher or lower. Next candle, higher or lower.
Okay. Should we give them a little bit more time? Should we say by the end of the show, higher or lower than this? I'm going to do that.
Oh, look at that.
End of the show.
Go on, candle.
Oh, if we say next candle, then I don't think we're going to get many clicks. Let's see.
Go on, then. Are we going to break the opening low or break the opening high? Which way are we going to go?
Okay, which one are we going to break next?
Yeah.
Okay. Will we break?
Let's see if
Can you see the screen at the moment or no?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay.
What time frame? M5?
M5.
M5.
Okay.
Nice one. WhatsApp's paying attention. That's a bonus point for WhatsApp.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so please enter your decision. We got to do some prizes as well.
Yes, we need to get some giveaways going. Maybe next week we'll get some Signature FX caps out to people.
There we go. Okay, will we break the opening range high or low next on the 5 minute? All right, I'm gonna switch up the music a little bit, Andrew. We got a pool going, so we'll do a little bit of something chilled. It's a little chill going on.
And go in the next candle higher as well.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The
trend has been up, definitely.
Yeah, and the reason for that, I'm not seeing no wick on the bottom of the body. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so normally when it's flat like that, it normally means that was it, right? That's as far as the movement was. If your candlestick purists out there, but on the M1, M5, it's not always the case. But there needs to be a third option.
I think
stay in the range.
Stay in the range, all day. That's a possibility. Yeah,
two bonus points for WhatsApp.
There is always 3 scenarios: higher, lower, or nowhere. Interestingly, I didn't realize this, Andrew, but we hit off of the 2025 year-to-date level. So this would have been the price that we closed 2024 at, and it looks like it's bouncing off of that. So it was acting as support. So that could actually work in your favor. So buyers coming in, picking up the S&P right at that 2024 closing price. Interesting. Let's see. So year to date would be here. So we're green year to date. We would have gone in the red year to date for this candle and this candle only, and half of this candle. Let's see. It's definitely creeping higher. I'm not trying to say anything other than it looks like to me it's creeping a little bit higher.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go bullish for the next candle. I think the next candle could test that opening range high.
Yeah, I think you could be right. Let's see, because it looks like it's taking its time a little. Want to see Nvidia, because we got a question about Nvidia in the live chat. I believe it's probably nice to have a look at what the live chat is looking at as well. And I'm guessing that the person that asked was Asha, possibly has a position in Nvidia. So let's go. It's Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at Nvidia. Thank you for all your questions and all your posts. Everybody's staying on the ball. So all-time high is here for Nvidia. We had earnings. That's the weekly. Let's do daily. So slightly softer today. Interesting. Down about 1.82%. It's interesting to see what happens here with Nvidia. I know they announced a dividend. There was some news as well. Their CEO plans to sell more than 800 million worth of Nvidia shares this year. And I believe he's been doing this on a regular basis. For him, I believe this is probably not a lot of the shares that he has in terms of percentage. But potentially some profit taking in Nvidia. Where is it? Where'd it go? There we go. So Nvidia today, a little softer. We can get a little closer and see. Yeah, it's definitely a little softer. I dare to say it looks a little drippy in the first hour of trading today, Andrew.
Yeah, so okay, so we can close that opening range high, so hopefully we'll punch through that. Yeah, we get a nice break into a long position, or yeah, we could see our opening range high acting as some sort of resistance. And Actually, now the price is pushing down as we say that. So I just want to check some of my levels. That's all on my chart.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I just want to quickly have a quick look at some things.
Yep. I can do a quick checkup for those of you who trade individual names or more of a broad market perspective. We're using the feature code or the website called Koifin. Anybody interested in getting this on their own computer? Or I think they have an app as well. Check out koifin.com. So it looks like the only major index that's up or US index that's up is Dow Jones, slightly green. So S&P's red, NASDAQ's red, Russell's red. Volatility is up. And then for individual names so far today, let's have a look. We got Costco's still the leader on the upside, up 3.72%. And this is the S&P top 100 by mega cap for today. Second is Palantir, which is a very popular name amongst a lot of our community members. That's up 2.6%. And General Motors up 1.53%. On the downside, Intel is lagging 1.78%. AMD down 1.74%. And then Nvidia, which was mentioned by Asha in the live chat not too long ago. That's the third worst performer as of right now, down about 1.67%. There was some positive news after the earnings. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. See what happens with Nvidia. One other thing is Trump's calendar, which we spoke about last week. This is a very interesting tool. It shows you what he has scheduled for the day. And it looks like this one is going to be a big one today. So 1:30 Eastern. You can work out where you are from Eastern time. He's going to be giving a press conference in the Oval Office with Elon Musk. So keep an eye out on your whatever news sources you prefer for Trump's 1:30 Eastern time announcement. All right, Andrew, what you got? What are you looking at? What are you seeing?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my beans. I was just finishing them off. But yeah, it's on mute. Okay.
Feels like the S&P is moving like beans right now.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, we're breaking through the opening range high, and I'm probably going to take a long position now. Actually, it's a nice little punch through for myself. And if we hit the alert, yeah, I'm going to take that long position.
Yeah, it looks pretty strong to me. I like it. I feel like I feel like the trend has definitely been green, particularly since we got that consumer sentiment about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is definitely a breakout above that opening range. Do you want to switch over to your chart, or do you want to just laser focus, zoom in on your own thing?
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so we can see, we got the breakout here, but I'd like to see a stronger breakout. And yeah, you can see I got my alert set here where I'm potentially looking to buy into that position for 100 tick profit and stop. So yeah, we'll see. Potentially might take that trade. The reason why I trade just above the breakout is what you can see now, potentially false breakouts.
Yep.
So yeah, there's so I would like that price to open above the opening range high before I take that trade. But yeah, if we hit that alert, I think we're going to take the trade.
It's looking good. And I have to give credit where credit's due. You were calling for that bullish feeling, spidey sense, I guess. The spidey sense is we're saying booyaka, booyaka, booyaka.
That's what I'm looking at. There's like minimum wick on the bottom of the candles here. Yeah, so normally normally that's the price. Yeah, from my teachings back in the day, normally it means like the price can be exhausted, right? It's gone down as far as it can, and it's only the body that's taking it down. So potentially the next candle and just follows suit from the previous candle. That. So yeah, that's works more on the larger time frames. Like I said, anything probably under M15, can give you a bit of a fake out. And for myself now, we haven't really punched clear that opening range high, so I'm not really convinced now that we could see that move through. And just to go back to what I said, that's why I like to trade about 10 ticks above the opening range high and opening range low, just in case you get these little fake outs that you can see here.
Yeah, it looks like it had a quick look above the opening range there for a moment. I also like the setup. Your screen looks quite clean, not a whole lot of lines and confusing images.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't think you need it, right? For myself, I got a 9 moving average, which I like to keep an eye on. I do like to watch the VWAP from the New York Open. Keep an eye on that, and that's it really. And I'm just looking at the opening range, right, which I got marked up here.
Yeah,
and I don't need too many indicators. What I do find useful here is the news indicator. So rather than me flicking back and forth between different websites, I just got the news indicator on my chart.
That's very helpful as well in terms of just being very efficient. Everything's right there. No need to move or minimize anything or change anything.
Yeah, because I'm trading multiple prop firms, I'm busy enough. I'm like an octopus trying to get around all the prop firms and hit the buy or sell, right? So I don't need to be checking news sites, checking many other sites as well. So once I get the buy order away here, if I do, I need to quickly get Auto Apex and Top Step and get those orders in as well. So got enough on my plate. If I was using something like Ninja Trade, I think you can link them all up. Because I'm using Tradeovate, I don't have that option. And also Top Step trading their own platform. So you can't link that to Ninja Trade anyway. So have to get between the sites and get those orders away.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like that tool. And it's free. It's free with TradingView, which makes it even more than nicer.
So, okay. So what I would like to see is, I'd like to see that alert be set off. I'd like to see... It's not really a strong move for myself. You can see we're a little bit stuck between the buyers and the sellers at the moment. There's not much movement in the price. So be a little bit cautious. And we're just moving around that opening range high, right? So it's wouldn't be a convincing buy. I wouldn't jump in yet.
Yeah, it's more example or an additional example of the patience that it takes. I think we're not desperate to trade. I think that helps. Where particularly when I was initially starting this journey, I always wanted to be in a trade. I had to be in a trade. That's the point. That's the purpose of doing this. And then you realize just being in a trade for the sake of being in it can be stressful. It can cause a lot of mistakes and anxiety and stress. So I think it's better to kind of focus on the quality trades and wait for the right trades and just be happy to kind of wait on the sidelines for that right move to come.
So on an average, I take one trade per session, win or lose. So very rarely I'll enter the market a second time. And look at my trading journal. You probably share that next week. Is that you'll see it's just one trade, and that's all you need, right? And you don't even need to trade every day. So if we got some high impact news off the market's a little bit choppy, I'll just sit it out. And I found that helped a lot. Like you say, when you first start out, you want that trading rush, right? Where you're just pushing all the buttons and trying to get about 5 or 6 trades or potentially 10 trades away a day. You just end up losing. So just look for that one good setup and take that one good trade. That'd be my advice to people. Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of a push here, Andrew. And I want to commentate this like a running race. On the cash index anyway, it's looking like it's starting to creep higher towards that previous close on the cash. I'm not sure if you're seeing that as well. It's like a little bit of green shoots coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
Was it just me?
For myself, I'm quickly going to go to my textbook now, but I'm nervous about this candle here. So you see the previous candle when it pushed up and it just flatlined. Yeah, there's no wick.
Yeah.
Actually, that could be a sign of a reversal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what I'm going to do, if I take a trade, I'm not going to take, if I hit the alert, I'm not going to take the trade. I'm going to wait for the Jerry retest.
Okay. So waiting for the price to come back one more time and hit that opening range high.
I want to see that opening range high act as some sort of support before I take a trade.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's very disciplined.
If I just lock this here. Yeah, you can just see that previous candle. It's just got no wick to the top of it, so potentially that. Here we go. It's got me in two minds. Let me have a quick look.
Welcome to the markets. Welcome.
Right. For Dr. Google.
I also like focusing on one thing and doing that really well. I used to try and chase every stock ticker that I heard about, every stock that was up. And for me, it didn't really work very well. So I've decided to kind of narrow the focus and look more at mastering the S&P and becoming a lot more comfortable with S&P. I think that also helps as well.
Yeah, so just on a candlestick chart pattern now, to have a quick look. So yeah, I don't like that previous candle. So I just don't like it had no wick at the top. So you normally mean that's the price. Price has run out, right? It's run out of legs. It didn't even form a wick. So that could be that. I think that could be a reversal candle. So I've actually typed that into Google and it's actually showing me spring green candles, relaxing candles, scented candles. That's not the candles.
Those sound very, very therapeutic.
It's not the candles I want. Or trading candles. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, they call it a hanging man is the terminology for it. Let's have a look. See, on the show, we don't pretend to know it all. We do our research when we have to.
Absolutely. I have a nice mat right in front of me that gives me a lot of the candle formations, and that's helpful as well.
Yeah, I just wish you could see the Google. So I put in green hanging man. I don't know if it's suitable for daytime viewing, actually.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so... Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I'm unsure on that candle. Yeah,
candlesticks can have a mind of their own, really.
Yeah, I don't pay that much attention, like say on the lower time frames. If I was on the H1, H4, definitely pay more attention to it. But it's just something to be mindful of, and I think that just comes, from experience, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that was that's on the 5-minute chart, right?
Yeah,
just to make sure.
5 minutes, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. As we proceed to give you what you need, we're live on air and looking at the S&P 500 final trading day of May, rather. And we're looking at the price kind of teetering around the opening range high. Interestingly, just a reminder that Trump will be out with an announcement in about 3 hours' time from the Oval Office. He'll have Elon Musk by his side, maybe for the last time. So potentially, traders, investors, market participants, waiting to see what Trump announces at this 1:30 Eastern time announcement. All right. I'm going to do just a quick look and see what else is happening in the world.
Yeah, so what are you thinking? Just looking at our market.
Yeah, so looking at the S&P now, you mind if I just switch it over to what I'm seeing? I'm looking, so this is a 1 minute chart. It's holding above the, I like to see where we hold above this opening range high. And we've held above it for the last 6 or 7 minutes. That's good to see. If we can break above what would be today's high, which is right here, and we can hold above that, then I do think the next stop is going to be the previous close. And that's, I think, a good tradable opportunity there. Above the opening range, making a new high for the day. Lots of orders usually sit at the previous day's close. So I think that for me feels like the natural trade to take based on this strategy. And that's where I'm leaning towards. I haven't actually pulled the trigger yet, just watching, but
same here. So we got 3 candles, so opened above the opening range high. But I'm just cautious of that candle, and have we hit the top for today before we break back down into that opening range high? So for myself, I might not take a trade. I might just come back and fight another day. Just not happy with that price action. It seems to be the price stalled on that hanging man, as they call it. So I got my alerts. I got 2 alerts set up for a buy and a sell. So potentially we could look at that. And I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna jump off.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Totally random, but I'm.
It looks like it's. I mean, I may take a long position here in the form of a call, Andrew.
Right.
Call option. I think I'm gonna take a call. We have about 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle, and it's holding up pretty well. Not a great reward. If we hit here and we reverse back down, not the biggest of moves. If we kind of get here, it'd be nice if we can kind of extend through that and use this as some jet fuel. But what I'm worried about is potentially hitting the previous close and then pulling right back. But that would give us the Jerry retest, so that could also work as an option. So I guess this is best case scenario A, and then the Jerry retest would be G. So that's also a possibility. I mean, I'm seeing a setup here for a nice move to the previous close. So I'm actually going to have a look at taking this trade, Andrew. Let's see.
Right, I'm gonna.
If you have to go, no, feel
I'm
free.
gonna jump off, and I'll. Well, thanks, Mandela. I'll catch you next week. Thanks, chat, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Take care. All right. So I always like to have a stop loss in place. We're looking at taking a trade here on the S&P. Remember, not financial advice. You're responsible for your own trades and your decisions. But the boxes are ticked. We are above the opening range here. We're looking at consistent price above what would have been the high of the first minute, high of the first 5 minutes, and the high of the first 15 minutes, and the high of the first 30 minutes as well. So looking for a nice little run to here, the previous close. Let's see, it's not going to make it easy for us. Still not in. And this looks like a bit of a test of potentially a test of the opening range high here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll finish up. We'll wrap it up. Also mindful of the press conference from Trump a little bit later. I don't see any other news that's kind of due to come out. Other than what we spoke about earlier, the US-China talk stalling, and then tariffs kind of off again, on again, off again, on again, off again. Seems like they're here to stay, but nothing major. Let's have a quick look at what's moving. So still, Palantir took over. Nice little rocket higher. I'm gonna have a look at what the news was for Palantir. That's now up more than 4.4%. Costco also up comfortably, 2.9%. And United Health, interesting. That one was beat up last week. It's now the third best performer on the last day of the month. So maybe people buying the dip going into month end potentially. Intel, AMD, and Nvidia still on the worst performing side of the S&P's top 100 by market cap. It doesn't really want to move. This is interesting. Let's see. Now let's see if we can get this candle to turn green. Oh, there we go. Very interesting. Very interesting. So normal circumstances, if we weren't on YouTube, we would take this trade, showing strength above the opening range. We know historically, previous close and the pre-market high tend to be places where there's a large amount of liquidity. So let's see if we get some follow through here. It's just the risk to reward is just so small at this point. Feel like we've already missed the train. So if we're looking at this as a target, let's see if we can rationalize this. So this is where we are now. Stop loss here. Target here. Let's see. That's the target. That's the stop loss. Yeah. Not really that great risk to reward. I also don't like to buy the high of the day or get long the high of the day or buy a call at the exact high of the day. Tends to see a little bit of a some sort of reversal or some sort of pullback if we hit a new high for the day, which we just hit 1 minute ago. So just watching. There's definitely a lack of momentum, and this strategy and what I like to do, and when I trade best, there's a lot of momentum. You get that trend, it's fueled, and the price moves. The strategy that I like to use does not work well when things are kind of chopping up and down, lack of momentum, lack of trend. And this is the perfect example of that kind of playing out. So yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. I think we're gonna wrap it up. So I'll be posting in our community, in our live community. So for everyone who is already subscribed, thank you. If you can like the video, if you do like the video, it helps with the algorithm. And please subscribe and share these videos. If you want to contact us, it's info@signaturefxa.com for more information. We enjoy doing this. We have a community of traders like-minded. We got some beginners, we got some more experienced traders. We also have people that love crypto, options, stocks, investing, buy and hold. We have people that trade commodities on a regular basis as well. So please send us an email if you are interested. We don't usually plug things, promote things, but this is all, for the love of the love of the industry, the passion that we have, and all of our services are completely free of charge. So please feel free to reach out. Other than that, I think that's it. Let's say a special thank you to everybody who has decided to spend their Friday end of month in terms of trading with us. So thank you very, 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 very much for watching. For those of you who have voted as well, thank you for voting in the live chat. We had Asha, who was participating with us. We also had E. Smith. Thank you very much, E. Smith. Italian Keto Guy. We appreciate you. Question everything. That's a great attitude to have. What's up? Also, thank you very much. I think Andrew answered that question earlier. And Jerry as well. Jerry is one of those experienced traders who we really value having. So thanks again, Jerry, for spending some time with us today. Really, really appreciate that. And really, really appreciate each and every one of you. You're very welcome. Italian Keto Guy, you're very welcome. Hopefully, maybe there's one thing that we said in this show that can help you move further in your journey. And that makes it worth it for us. You're not going to win every trade. You're not going to trade every day. You're not going to have profitable days every single day. But the goal is to improve every day, learn something every day. And if you do that, then you're doing the right thing. Blessings, bro. Yes, I. Blessings. Thank you very much, Jerry. We're going to get you on. We'll get you on the show one day. I know we will. It'll be nice to kind of pick your brain, get you to open up your charts, because you have the volume up, you have the trend lines up, you got I love the way that your chart is set up. So yeah, thank you again for tuning in. Looks like S&P is turning up again. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna shut down the YouTube, but I'm gonna still be watching this afternoon into that press conference out of the Oval Office today. But remember, end of month, last day of the month of May for traders, and we're up already for the month. We're up more than 7%. So do we pile on to that and add to that? We'll have to wait and see, and we'll see you all again next time. If there's nothing else, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just have to remind you that nothing that we say is financial advice, but hopefully you are enjoying what we're putting out, and lots more of this type of stuff to come in the not too distant future. I think we have a good community of people. We're continuing to grow, and please feel free to send us any suggestions or ideas to help make the show better. Also want to say a thank you to Andrew for spending his time with us today and sharing his insights throughout the day as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful end of month. Be careful. Remember, Friday is capital preservation. So don't go all in. Don't unnecessarily take risks if you don't need to. You want to live to fight another day. And we got a whole rest of the year to come. June starts on Monday. So you want to have some capital to put to work next month. So take it easy. Do what works. And we'll see you all again next week, Friday. Take care.
Today's show is sponsored by thefivers.com, better funding for traders. Get qualified by private equity fund and manage up to $4 million. So you can choose your funding journey. So you can start with the one-step program, which is hyper growth, two-step program, which is the high stakes, and the low-cost program, which is the boot camp. So pop over to thefivers.com. Please use our affiliate link for 5% off. And it's a great way to start your prop firm journey. Next to ourselves, it's TradeZella.com, the only tool you need to become profitable. So you got powerful and automated trade journaling. Yeah, you can analyze your trading stats. You can gain some key insights. You can leverage up to 50 plus reports to monitor your progress. You can ask yourself a question after a week or two: do you have a profitable strategy? So you can go through your win rates, your profit factor, how many trades you actually missed, and you can even take it one step further. You can backtest, replay to help you improve. So pop over to TradeZella.com, use the discount code SFX25 for a 10% discount. And finally then, it's stx4x.com, the all-in-one complete trading package. Perfectly crafted trading program that meets all the needs of traders. So from Forex, futures, options and more, STS4X provides mentorship and trading systems to suit every trader. So we got the all-in-one package there with this morning's sponsor. So thanks very much to thefivers.com, TradeZella.com and STS4X.com.